Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 10. Today, well, this isn't the main thing we're going to get to, but I did want to just show off that I have automated this a little bit better. So before we were like generating stone using a lava generator. We get a ton of stone through mystical agriculture essence. We also get a ton of netherrack. So I've just created a subnet over here. It's still connected to the main system, but this has an annihilation plane with fortune 7 on it, and then it has a formation plane over here forming stone on some spots, netherrack on some other spots, and we have the atomic reconstructors over here with some timing on the clock. I don't remember what it is. Cog blocks all the way under. So this right here works really well, and you can see the timing on it is really good. So it finishes placing the last block by the time that it shoots the laser beam, which is awesome. Just wanted to show that off because that's super cool and super fun. Alright, so what challenge will we take care of today? Really, honestly, there's not a whole bunch left to go. We do need to do this mystical agriculture stuff. Maybe today's an episode of just fixing random things and finishing some of these random recipes. So maybe I'll get into this mystical agriculture stuff to start. I did some calculation and I looked at some stuff. We probably want to make Awakened Supremium. Awakened Supremium is like this recipe. We need cognizant dust is going to be a requirement. I don't think that I can just put this on my sword. I can try. This here is not that bad. We can try. It's not going to work though, I'm pretty sure. Here's our enchanter. If I put this here... Oh, I'm using the wrong enchanter. Yeah, it looks like we cannot. That means we need to make another sword. Right, I made patterns. Can I make one of these? And then hold it for a second. For the quest. Whoa. That is super loud. We'll do it again. Okay, I was joking. Please don't do that again. I said not to do it again, and I did it 5 times. Alright, we now have the Supremium sword. Supremium? I don't know. We have it, though. In order to get the next tier, we need to do Awakened Supremium stuff. In order to do that, we need to make an Awakening altar. This, we should be able to craft all of this stuff. Okay, perfect. We now have everything we need for the ritual. Over here, where I craft mystical agriculture stuff, I put this down. If I have made like a little pathway leading from over here into this area. Beyond here though, I want the new ritual to stand here. And I'll just follow this pattern, this holograph. Should be able to just grab this cable, bring it from over here to over there. I think that looks good. I'll wire this up here in a minute because we don't even have everything we need to be able to do this. Next up is we need to get cognizant dust, and to get this we need a strong sword. And the sword right now isn't bad. It does 24 damage, but it could be better. We'll just apply some enchantment to this. We'll throw our sword in here. Get a book with sweeping. Get a book with sharpness maxed. Mystical enlightenment. Should be a pretty decent amount of those. I decided I didn't like those enchantments. Okay, looks like we're getting everything here. We need 89 levels for this. But our sword still does 24 damage. So we need to fix that. The way you fix that in mystical agriculture is you make a tinkering table, and this can take 1 augment. Strength augment is what we want, so let's see if we can just auto-craft this. Requesting a strength 3 augment. I think I showed off how I automated this way back when, but just as a recap here, I have pattern provider here in a barrel. The pattern provider has blocking mode as well as lock crafting until primary crafting result is returned. The barrel has a pipe, very specifically. I use this because it's instant, other than the 32 items per 5 ticks. And then I have it set to furthest first. So then from there I have it connected to this one, then to this one. It's kind of hard to see, but it's... I can show you. The furthest item connected here is the infusion altar. And then all of the pedestals are connected to it from there. So this is like... kind of hard to visualize, but it's in a spiral, and because it's set with a pipe which can transfer things instantly, it will instantly transfer the very first item it sees which in our case in trying to make a strength augment, the first thing that goes into this pattern is the unattuned augment in the middle. So this center item goes all the way to the here first. That makes it a lot easier to automate this. If you need to do the same thing, that's what I would suggest for you. Bit roundabout, but here's my strength augment. I don't really know where I want to place this augment table, so I'll just throw it right here. In the tinkering table, I'll throw in my sword, which can then get the strength augment, and now it does 44 damage rather than 24. That's a pretty decent jump. And then here is a ton of withers. Oh, that was so loud. Hostile creatures down to like 12. Alright, I'm gonna kill a bunch of these withers and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Here's our first cognizant dust. What do we get? Flawless gem, gemstone of the familiar, some receptacles, 348 cognizant. Oh yeah, that's more than enough. Let's go back home. This is really embarrassing. For mystical agriculture, I created every single essence, so I have so much of each of these other ones. So here's like 400,000 earth, 600,000 water essence, but I didn't make a single air seed. It's kind of messed up, honestly. Sad that I messed that up. Okay, this one's gonna need a little bit of a different automation. Let's make some room underneath here. I'm going to figure out what this automation should look like, and I'll bring you guys in once I got it. This took a little bit of time, but here's what I have. The essence vessels will just be automatically filled with the correct essence. You'll see that there are no holes underneath each of these kitchen floors. Something just burnt. Yeah, you'll see that there's nothing underneath this because over here you can see the cables under it. I'm too lazy to rewire this one, but over here I'm just using tangle blocks everywhere, which is probably not a good thing, but makes it look nice up above, so I don't care. So what's going on here? I have a Fluix cable connecting to the pattern provider, as well as I have another Fluix cable connecting to the export bus that's right here. This export bus exports the essence we need into a drawer. From this drawer we have 4 entangle blocks. Each one has a filter and an earth essence. I think there's a way for you to like tell pipes directly which block you want stuff to go to, but I'm not going to mess with that. This works. This is fine. So that's how the essence vessels, these things right here, are filled in. The pedestals and the altar in the middle, this is the very same thing as the other one. So I have this set to furthest first. So the furthest cable from here is this entangle block, which is the altar. And then everything else is in the awakened petals in different spots. From this altar, I also have an entangle block pulling items into the pattern provider. And in the pattern provider, I have this set to lock crafting until the primary result is returned. What that means is that when I want to make my recipe, so for this one for Awakened Supremium, instead of just using this recipe, I have to make sure that I take out the essence, and I should be good. Now, this shouldn't be an issue because this drawer being in use is like a very extra safe precaution to creating this, because this only needs 10 water essence. But some of these other items actually need 40 essence of every type. If we did just connect these vessels directly to the pipe, it would just fill them in with whatever essence, and we might get duplicates. Like maybe 2 of these vessels will be filled with the same essence, which would not be good. But now if we throw our Awakened Supremium pattern in here, and we go in here and we request 10, we should see that it crafts the essence here. Yep, and there's our essence. And it goes into immediately crafting another one without filling in this oak barrel until this recipe is done. So this section of this is done. There's not much else we need to do there, I think. At least that's what I wish I could say. Because you guys have seen that I do actually enjoy making things future-proof, even as we're coming up to the end of this series, I do want to go ahead and make the Awakened Supremium bee. I feel like it would be way more efficient than just relying on the ritual that we just made. I'm going to make a whole bunch of crystalline bees, and then I'll take the best ones and create eggs for prosperibee, and then I'm going to create eggs for Awakened Supremium bees. Here are crystalline bees. Here's a crystalline bee converted into a prosperibee and then picked up. And just do the same thing multiple times. I wonder if we're filling up with comb or something. Oh, we are. Yes, we are. Pollen puffs. I'm a little concerned because this has a huge backlog. And I don't know that I can fix this. And we're going through it pretty quickly though. Prosperibee is now here. So now we can get into the meat and potatoes of stuff. We have to grind the bees one at a time so that we can get the DNA. Here are 5 prosperibee spawn eggs. So we'll take these back to base. Don't do it, slime. No. I forgot to hit record, but I've created some patterns for the spawn eggs. We have every single spawn egg now that we have the prosperibees. So we should be able to make Awakened Supremium bees. We'll sit here and watch as things go. Here are 5 Awakened Supremium bee eggs. Looks like they are average stats, but that doesn't matter with our setup. Bees go into the beehive, and then here's the Supremium block. Right now we actually have a really bad backlog, so maybe a little while before any of these start to work. Alright, it's been a little bit. I arranged everything. Everything's nice and neat and sorting. We have 76. Oh look, it's even going up right now. Awakened Supremium essence. That is now automatic, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. So that solves at least the Awakened Supremium problem. We still have problems here. Still need to make insanium gemstones, which is pretty easy. Yeah, we have a ton of insanium essence as well. Maybe I should have made an insanium bee. If I need to, I will make one later. I won't do it right now. The Awakened Supremium ingot block should be easy as well. The insanium coal block, I think this one might be harder. No, it's not too bad. Remember how many of each of these we need? 4, 1, 1. Okay. There's 4 of these insanium gemstone blocks. Here's an insanium coal block, and here's a Awakened Supremium ingot block. Why do I need 3 of these? Oh, it's for this, the creative essence. That makes sense, actually. Here is 1 creative essence. Here, we'll put it right next to the dimensional seed. So that is another piece of the Altamont star that we have. Alright, I think we are well over our allotted time. I'll explain this new building next episode. But for now, me and Awakened Ivy will see you next time. Bye-bye.